So this is Luke chapter 5. I'm going to start verse 4. When he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into deep water and let down the nets for a catch." This was real annoying to Peter, and I'm going to tell you why. See, what happens is during the night, Peter and his brother and his family, and then they had partners who was actually John, they were out fishing all night long. And then Jesus shows up, and there's a huge crowd, and the first thing Jesus does is he gets on Peter's boat. He says, "Hey, just pull out a little ways. The crowd's kind of getting a little crazy here. Just kind of let me on your boat so I can kind of be back away from the shore and I can still do some teaching." And he says, "Hey, you know what, Peter? I know you're all done. Let's try to go catch some fish." See, this would be annoying for Peter because Peter was just out there all night long, didn't catch anything, came back in. Another place we see that he was mending and fixing up his nets and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation, I'm sure many of you have in different ways, where you're like, maybe it's just regular work site time, right? You're just on the job at the work site. You know, it's about time to be closing up shop. And what do you got to do? You got to clean all the tools. You got to put everything away. You got to put everything back in the truck. You know, all that kind of stuff. Maybe you're just at home. You got to do what I do, which is like try to find all the tools you use throughout the day. You know, you have no idea where you set everything down, and you're trying to find it all, and you're trying to put it all away, and you're trying to get everything back together. Or maybe you're just in the kitchen, just got done cooking and all that kind of stuff. And then the boss comes in, or somebody comes in and says, "Oh, you know what? Let's try to finish this up real quick." I just put everything away. Now I got to take it all back out, and I got to finish this little project. Or you're in the kitchen, you just cleaned everything up and says, "You know what? Let's make some cookies." Great, that's what exactly. I wanted to get everything back out, make everything dirty again, and then I'm going to have to make the cookies, and I'm going to have to clean everything back up. That's what's going on with Peter right now. Number one, I was just out there all night, Jesus, and I didn't catch nothing. I just got everything cleaned up. I just mended the nets. I just got everything together, and now you want me to go back out and waste more time going back out to catch nothing. That's what you're saying. That's what you want me to do. See, this is where we first see what Peter's all about. Because Jesus is saying, yeah, that's what I want you to do. That's what we're going to go do. So verse 4, he says, "Hey, put back out in deep water, and let's put down the nets for a catch." Now here's the other part of that too. See, the reason they were out there at night is the fish migrate at a certain time. And so he knows when they're going from the shallow to the deep, and you can put down your nets in a certain spot and catch a fish. So to go out there now is pointless. They're not moving right now, Jesus. This is not the time to catch. This is not the time to go fishing. You've been in Egypt for a long time. I don't know if you know how this works, carpenter. Why don't you go build a table? I'll do the fishing. Right? I mean, that's what we naturally think. You know, we'd like to say, "Oh, but this is Jesus. I trust Jesus no matter what." This is a guy you just met. You're not so sure what's going on yet. There's what Peter does. Simon answered, "Master, we've worked all night long and we haven't caught anything. But because you say so, I'll let down the nets." But because you say so, I'll do it. And what we see from Peter is immediate faith in Jesus. Even when it doesn't make sense. Even when it's not logical. Even when it's just something that's not the way it's supposed to be. Peter puts his faith in Jesus. They go out. I'll just finish reading here, verse 6 and 7. It says this: "When they had done so, they caught such a large number of fish, and their nets began to break. So they signaled to their partners in the other boat to come and help them, and they came and filled both boats so full they began to sink." Jesus blessed them. They put their faith